India and China have been engaging in frequent border clashes over the past few years. Tensions skyrocketed in 2017 when Indian and PLA troops clashed at Doklam near the Bhutan China border. Since then, there has been an increase in confrontations between both sides, and things went out of control in 2020. Violent clashes between Indian and Chinese soldiers took place on the Pangong Tso Lake in Ladakh. Skirmishes also broke out in the Galwan Valley and Chushul sector. In between all of this, the coronavirus pandemic emerged, which provided a new angle to the conflict. Although the virus had its origin in China, the Chinese were able to quickly contain the virus. While India seemed to do well during the initial stages of the pandemic, cases started to explode after July 2020. At one point, the caseload was peaking at 100,000 per day. Now, even though China could contain the virus quickly, it was not free from pressure. China was getting blamed from different corners of the world regarding its role in the origin of the virus. It was at this point that China decided to use vaccines as a diplomatic tool. In May 2020, Chinese President Xi Jinping pledged that a Chinese COVID 19 vaccine would be used as a global public good. There are three major reasons behind China's vaccine diplomacy. China is seeking to deflect the charge that it is to blame for the COVID crisis. It hopes to widen its vaccine market on a global scale, and vaccine diplomacy could prove to be a useful strategic tool. Two Chinese manufactured vaccines, Sinovac and Sinopharm, will be flooding global markets with billions of doses. In its push for global vaccine supremacy, China is also looking to establish a firm foothold in Africa. China has already pledged vaccines to at least 10 African countries, and the number could increase further. China also has made deals to supply vaccines in South and Southeast Asia, including Pakistan, Myanmar, Thailand, and Vietnam. And the Chinese vaccines have also attracted countries like Brazil, Turkey, and Mexico. This vaccine push by China can be understood to be a part of its flagship Belt and Road Initiative, a crucial part of Chinese foreign policy which seeks to increase Chinese presence globally. However, in May 2020, Chinese Foreign Minister Wang Yi indirectly admitted that the coronavirus pandemic came as a major challenge to the BRI. Yi also claimed that China would use COVID 19 to strengthen the BRI. It is here that China renewed its focus on what is known as the Health Silk Road. The Health Silk Road has three crucial objectives. The immediate objective is to show itself as a positive force. Initiatives like mass diplomacy and Wolf Warrior diplomacy show how serious China is taking all of this. China also wants to be seen as a global leader. This ambition was partly realized when the Director General of WHO endorsed the Health Silk Road. Another major objective of the Health Silk Road is to establish a global Chinese health market. Despite all of these efforts, China's initiatives have mostly failed. Inefficient vaccines, aggressive initiatives, and faulty equipment are some of the reasons it failed. The emergence of India as an alternative market should be seen in this context. India has experience of Chinese cartographic aggression, especially in Ladakh, Sikkim, and Arunachal Pradesh. This has spurred India into action. India has a crucial advantage over China when it comes to influencing global health policies. India produces 60% of the world's vaccines and accounts for 80% of annual UN vaccine purchases. Despite facing a domestic COVID 19 crisis, India has set aside a whopping 1.6 billion doses of COVID vaccines for export. India has made deals with two domestically manufactured vaccine brands, Covishield and Covaxin. Also, the cost of Indian vaccines are very low. US vaccines like Pfizer and Moderna each sell for $33 and $20 per dose, whereas the Indian Covishield vaccine offers an extremely cheap rate of $4 per dose. India also has an experience of positive outcomes in many African countries. Indian generic drugs have proved to be a game changer in Africa due to its low cost and high efficiency. India's medical tourism industry is growing rapidly and is known for its high demand globally. Perhaps India's greatest advantage over China is to use the Belt and Road Initiative against China. The BRI has landed many countries in a Chinese debt trap. Story of Sri Lanka's Hambantota port is a case in point. In what is known as predatory lending, China provides countries with unsustainable loans and forces them to cede control of their strategic assets to China. This was what had happened with Sri Lanka. Rising external debt forced Sri Lanka to raise foreign currency and lease the strategic Hambantota port. Unable to pay back, Sri Lanka had to lease the port to China for 99 years. India has been wary of this practice, and in 2020, Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi called it as a way to keep countries dependent on China. India hopes to be a credible alternative to the Chinese model. It has already secured vaccine deals in South and Southeast Asia, and many other countries have turned to India for vaccines. The conflict between the two regional powers is expected to continue, and the race for regional dominance has miles to go.